welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Well, what's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Happy hour. We made it. We're back up on the Elite Fantasy Hoops channel, We're back. We're back, baby. It's October. It's almost time for the NBA season. We've got what? We've got on the Sorare side of stuff, we have auctions starting next week, I think, for the young bucks, the rookies, and then the East and the West will happen. We were like just a couple. We're less than 3 weeks away here from basketball action going down. What we're going to do today, I figured we could just jump in drafts and talk through some of the stuff that's going on around the league right now. But who do we got? Who do we got in the chat? We got Patty Coyne up in here, Baudivine. Yeah, let's see Tatum in the third round, probably. He's probably going to play opening night. We got Weisberg here, Matic Otto smoking some. One day till PuffCon. Rooting for you, man. We got the common man, DJP. Let's go. So yeah, let's just keep this fun. Let's keep it light. If you guys have questions about specific stuff, why don't you get it in there? Throw it in the chat, and we can bounce some ideas around. Let's switch the screens up here. Let's share some screen. Get the lobby going, shall we? Get the lobby going. Oh damn, we went to the wrong one. There we go. Let's get this up in here. Let's jump in a draft. Let's do a little best ball. I think we're on, gosh, I think this is like 80 something. We're at 80. We've got 68 left to go, it says. Let's see how many we're waiting for. We're waiting for 6 more. This is going to feel quick. I can feel it. I can feel it now that we're closer to the start of the season. Let me blow this up a little bit. How have you guys been doing in the drafting streets? You guys been getting after it? We got Jeb in the chat. Let's go. Maddie said, I'm worried about stealing all my Tatums. Who knows when I might need them? It's true. And then DJP answered that earnestly, which was kind of funny. But that's okay. Excuse me. Still battling a little cough here. Yeah, there was a lot of cuck talk in the Discord this morning. I wasn't sure what was going on. Our guy, Matty Harrison, giving us a ton of info, ton of alpha. Really good stuff in there. All right, 5 more for a double dribble. Let's I don't know, what are some of the things we have to go over here? We get the Memphis Grizzlies that are just like losing guys left and right. No Brandon Clark for the foreseeable future. Edie had a setback. So it's really just Ja Morant, and Santi Aldama and Jaren Jackson Jr. all the way around. That seems to be the energy that's going on in Memphis. Skinny Zion looked good, huh? You see him attacking the rack. He looks good. Talked myself into him playing more than 30 games this year. We get the Jared McCain is out 4 to 6 weeks. We got, Wells season. That is right, Jay. It is Wells season. Absolutely. Is Zion a second rounder for you now? You know what? While we're waiting for 4 more, I'll show you some ranks here. Some of the biggest changes that I've had so far. Obviously, the Houston situation, since the last time we drafted Freddie Van, our guy Freddie Van Fleet down for the season. You're going to see here, I have Sengun, the Gooner ahead of Sabone, ahead of Anthony Davis now. So I believe that I have him at 11. Is that 10 or 11? We got Jokic, Giannis, Wemby. Still have Luka ahead of SGA, followed by Ant-Man. I moved Ant-Man back up, trying to get some Ant-Man. And then Cade, Paolo. I got Trey 9, the Gooner 10, Sabonis 11, and then Amin Thompson got a big old jump. He jumped all the way up to 12 for me. I just, Ime Udoka basically went out and said, hey, we're not gonna go get a guard because we got him already in Amin and Reed Shepherd. How high would you draft Daniels number 2 this year if you could? Dude, Dash Daniels looks awesome. Dame basically said he's not playing this year. Yeah. He's like, that's cool that he was shooting, but he came out and said he wasn't planning on playing. One of the bigger things that I still have Devin Booker right here. I think I'm pretty much out on Phoenix as an offense. I just don't. Oh, Maddie, come on. I just don't think I want to be drafting the Phoenix Suns. I'm pretty nervous that they're going to be terrible. I'm really nervous about that, and so I think I'm staying away. Also, if this draft fills up, please somebody tell me in the chat. Jaylen Brown, I've started clicking his name a little bit, and that's mainly because he started to fall with Amin Thompson coming back. You got KD, Scotty, LeBron. I'm trying to see some other big moves that I had. I jumped Cooper Flag up quite a bit. I'm actually going to move J-Dub back up here. I think I'm going to move both of these guys ahead of Spida Mitch. I get Zion right here. I've got Zion ahead of LaMelo, ahead of Steph, ahead of Franz. I'm actually moving Franz up to there. Ahead of Fox as well. That Fox injury, he said he's not going to be ready for the start of the season. That's kind of a bummer. I don't really know what to make of that. I don't really know what to make of that. Like, again, I'm trying not to overreact too much, right? Where he's, maybe he misses 3 weeks and that's not the end of the world. But I don't know. The hamstring freaks me out a little bit. I saw the D-Book comments about Ayton where he basically was like, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see when they were talking about how Ayton is going to impact the Lakers. My concern with Booker, they're going to be asking him to do a lot, which would make sense for fantasy purposes. I just think they're going to be so bad. Like, he's not really hitting that step up three anymore, off the dribble three anymore. His numbers were just like ho-hum. I don't know. I could be wrong on this. I could be wrong on Phoenix, but I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit gun shy. And in that range, I think I just would rather have Jaylen Brown, if we're being honest. Some late round clicks that I've been pretty excited about lately. Let's just go look at some exposure. Jovic gets the sign. We're 82 in, by the way. Jovic gets the extension. I've started clicking him a little bit more. Wait, is this going to have... This only has 80. Hold on. Let's see if we can do a hard refresh. Excuse me. Oh, also, it's happy hour. It's happy hour and it's October. We did a little shipyard pumpkin. All right, this has all 102 now. So let's go to these entry fees here. And let's go to 15 only. Let's apply that. Okay, so our guard position, Keyshawn George continues to be somebody that I click pretty late. Cole Anthony is somebody that I've gone to pretty late as well. Ayo Dosunmu is somebody I feel like I thought I would have more exposure to, but I don't. I feel like I've clicked him a little bit. It's 11%. Let's see if there's any other guys that stick out. Reed Shepherd. So, yeah, I've moved Reed Shepherd way up, man. I've moved Reed Shepherd way up. And I don't know. It feels risky, but, I mean, it's like, okay, I could just click Keontae George every time. But I think Keontae George has the same type of risk, maybe a little bit lower, but also probably a lower floor. I don't know. So I've like CJ McCollum, Devin Vassell, all of those guys in that range. I just can't get excited about it. So I've started to click Reed Shepherd a little bit more just in case I think a lot of it is going to be decided in those first 2 months of the season. I think if in October, November, early December, Reed Shepherd is showing that he can hang, then he's going to continue to get that run. If not, then I think they try to go to a different direction. But I don't know. Let's go to the wing position here. Excuse me. You're seeing Trey Murphy, still my highest owned guy, but that number is going down a little bit. The Trey Murphy number is going down a little bit. And it's just because more people are drafting him now. More people are up to speed here with Ice Trey Murphy. Franzi Vogs there at 23%. Ingram at 22%. Bilal Coulibaly, who was at 30% maybe 3 weeks ago, now sub 20% since the injury. Here are my late guys, though. Taylor Hendricks, Jarris Walker, Chris Boucher. I could pretty consistently click them in rounds 14, 15, and 16. You'll see Amin Thompson right there at 17%. Nikola Jovic is somebody that I've started clicking a little bit more that I was mentioning. I've got him around 16%. Anybody else that's late? DeAndre Hunter, somebody that I continue to keep checking off, even though I'm not super thrilled about that. Let's see. Anybody else down there? Ryan Dunn. I've slowed down the Ryan Dunn trade. I've slowed down the Cam Johnson trade too. Not a lot of Tyrese, which could be a problem. Actually, how much Jabari do I have? 5%. That's not great either. I want a little bit more of Jabari. And then when we look at the bigs, Kyle Filipowski, who just saw a report that he's dealing with a little bit of a back. So that's a bummer. But we got Filipowski still filling it up. We got Okongwu over there at 18%. We're pretty spread out over here. Khalil Ware at 16%. Derek Lively, who's apparently 7'3" now or whatever. He grew like 2 inches this offseason. Zion up to almost 15%. We got Triple J at 13%. Jokic still at 12%. We love that, considering I was at like 3% last year. So the fact that we're still double digits is nice. Goner at 12%. We haven't taken some Embiid around pick 50. Wembanyama at 11, Mobley at 11. So we're pretty spread out here. Santi Aldama is the name that I've been clicking pretty aggressively the last 2 weeks. I actually started doing it before the Brandon Clark announcement, but because I was more of the Zach Edey announcement, I started clicking them, and then Brandon Clark went down too, and I started getting pretty aggro on it. So that's kind of where I'm at. Trying to see if there's anything you can see. I don't have a ton of AD, 7%, like even with the field. That's probably going to come down a little bit. One thing that I've started stopped doing is clicking J Huff aggressively. I was listening to the Establish the Run guys yesterday. They ran a Spaces, which if you're not following ETR, they have some pretty good excuse me, they've got some pretty good some best ball content there. They've got rankings if you pay for them, if you're behind the paywall. But they did a Spaces yesterday, and they were talking about J Huff. And even though Isaiah Jackson is getting a little bit more run, one of the things they discussed is with Spicy P, Pascal Siakam, having the ball in his hands a little bit more this year, and the ball and the offense running through him with no Halliburton, that their other big is going to have to bring spacing to the floor in order for Siakam to be doing all that. And if that's the case, then maybe you see more J Huff than Isaiah Jackson. But I think you can click Isaiah Jackson a little bit too. Obviously, they have Wiseman there too, but that's useless. Young Hassan, I clicked some of him early, slowed down on there, tried to pick up on Day'Ron Sharp a little bit. I'm pretty high on Alex Sarr, but his ADP is too high, so I've slowed down on him. Same thing with Big Z, the Minnesota guys. I started clicking Bam a lot early, but then if you guys remember, I decided that I was team Mobley over Bam. Ooh, we got one more to fill this thing. But that's kind of a rundown of where I've been at. Been really aggressive drafting the last couple of weeks. I don't know if you guys saw, I think I talked about it, but we had a nice hit in football 2 weeks ago. So that sped up some of our NBA drafting. But let's talk a little Sorare too while we're waiting for this thing to fill. How are you guys? Are you guys like where are we at now? Are we saving up some cash to make some runs here? I do think there are some like interesting low caps early on. Like Karl Anthony Towns is at a pretty fun price. I think he's somebody that you could target. I do think I'm going to be pretty active in the auctions early on. And I know it feels like a tough pill to swallow to spend up a little bit early on in the season. But those first couple of weeks, I think, are the easiest weeks to, like, if you're willing to drop a little bit of coin to make that back and perform well because you're going against less teams because less cards are available. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing. Stan just dropping a clown emoji. Good to have Stan back in the chat. Good to see you, sir. Hope all is well, Stanley. But yeah, that's my plan. Curious how what you guys are going after. I'm going to have a stream on the Sorare channel. I believe it's either Monday or Tuesday, not next week, but the week after. Whenever the East cards hit the market, whatever the first one is, I can't remember if it's East or West, whatever first one hits. I know not the rookies, but the first one after that. We're gonna jump in there and maybe get involved in some auctions live on stream and go from there. And then, live before lock right around the corner. The first one, just to remind everybody too, we have the marathon show on October 21st, which is a Tuesday. So less than 3 weeks away, 2 weeks from Tuesday. We're going to be doing the marathon show. Here we go. We're live. What am I pick? Let's see. Who do we got in here? We've got Weisberg at the 5, Harrison at the 6, me at the 7. We see TST legally required to be on the right side. He's at the 11. Am I missing anybody else that's in the stream? But the 21st, yeah, we're going to be live from noon all the way till the first start of the game. We've got some fun. Shout out MoonPay. Shout out our guy Pack Rip Ewing. MoonPay is going to be the presenting sponsor for the day. We're going to have guests like Molly Morrison, Noah Dalzell. We're going to have Trill Bro Dude. For those who aren't Philly fans, Trill Bro Dude's going to be jumping on the show. I'm very excited about that. Andrew Schlecht, if you're an athletic NBA guy or a Warriors guy. Eddie Gonzalez is going to be jumping on. A few more names to announce soon, too. We're going to be giving away money. We're going to be giving away tickets. We're going to have a really fun day. And then, yeah, you're waiting for player props. I'm not deep into season props. Yeah, player props, almost there. Almost there, baby, for player props. Also, we have a little we have a little thing with Splash Sports for opening night, both for a contest, but for some of those picks, Common Man. And I think we're going to be bringing back our daily picks. So go ahead. Didn't you have, yeah. So MoonPay officially on board. Splash Sports officially on board. So very exciting stuff. Very exciting stuff. All right. So I think this is going to go pretty chalky here with Jokic, Giannis, and Wemby. I imagine some version of Luka and Shea here. Round 2, I think, is when it starts getting a little interesting. No Trill Burgers. No Trill Burgers. Trill Bro Dude, though. Playback 2. Yeah, I wasn't sure if the playback 1 was official. I feel like I hadn't heard anything about it in a little bit. So, but yeah, playback as well. So, three sponsors for the day of. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Not too shabby. All right, so Luca SGA. Hold on one second, guys. Let's go. And then Cade at the 6. Should have known Cade was going. I've actually started clicking Anthony Edwards a little bit more, mainly for the reason, because originally I had both Cade and Paolo ahead of Ant, but mainly for the reason that in this first round, I don't want to be so tied down to if one, like so overweight on Cade or so overweight on Paolo that if one of those goes down, it just absolutely nukes your roster. So trying to spread out the first round a little bit. That being said, I have almost like full faded Sabonis at this point. Yeah, we did say no to the no Saudi money. We're not doing sports washing here. Not on Team Hold, not on the NBA bit, not on Elite Fantasy Sports, baby. Not here. All right. Anything weird? We got Trae Young. So Trae Young, like pretty regularly going in this 8 to 10 range. Ahead of Paolo seems weird. Like I don't know. I just don't trust Sabonis this year. I feel like that King situation is just a true dumpster fire. I just can't imagine the vibes are good. I can't imagine they're playing competitive basketball in April, I don't know. Not that much. I think I was just showing a Jeb. I think we got we've got like 7%, maybe 8%. I'm slowing down on it though. I have picked up the pace on Klingon a little bit with the Time Lord injury, and I was just looking at some second half stats of the Trailblazers where like their on off numbers with Klingon out there was just awesome. And so I think Klingon is pretty fun. I wish his ADP was like closer to 105, but I do want to get some of them here. All right, Mr. Fisher goes to AD and Book at the turn. I just think I'd prefer like Thompson or JB over them. Hold on one second. But I don't hate Denny. I mean, a lot of the Blazers. I wish I had more Sharp. Hold on, let's just look at this quickly. So this is my Portland exposure here. Yeah, so Scoot was my highest own. He's going to miss some time. But then I got Denny at 11%, Sharp at 7, Kamara 7, Klingon only 6. Yeah, Hassan 5 actually, so not that much. I didn't realize I clicked Jeremy Grant at all. That's kind of funny. All right, we're about to be on the clock here. We set a Cat at 15. Karl Anthony, I basically am a Nick fader. I have not really drafted any New York Knicks. I got some Brunson, maybe some Mikal Bridges and OG, but that's it. I think we'll just comfortably click Kevin Durant here. We'll take KD over LeBron, which I guess there could have been an argument for LeBron. But again, I'm just kind of moving all of those Houston guys up a little bit with that injury, even though I still don't think they're going to like really push the pedal down on KD. I mean, are they going to do it with LeBron? LeBron's already seeming like he's getting rested in camp. Kamara will have a good season. You feel maybe not in a fantasy format. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. If Tamani like develops at all offensively, that is kind of fun. Jamie, what's up, Jamie? Who's my favorite undervalued guy? I mean, I think in the wing position, something that people need to start looking at here, and I've got them ranked pretty low. Kawhi going in the 60s pretty regularly now is pretty wild. And I know that there is some concern. There's two concerns baked in. One is that he's already like somebody that misses time, right? And then the second concern is the scandal that's going on. But like again, the NBA basically said they're not going to come down on the Clippers until after the All-Star break, it sounds like. And if that's the case, you're still getting 2/3 of the season of Kawhi. The other thing, and there's been a little bit more reporting this, that the NBA is going to do its best to sweep this under the rug the best they can. So outside of like the Clippers getting absolutely nuked, where like they void his contract, which is on the table if they take this seriously. But all that to say, Kawhi Leonard going at pick 60, man. Like, look at who else is going in that range when you get to that. Like, these are the guys going in front of them if we do it by ADP. The guys going in front of him: Miles Bridges, Jalen Duren, Tyler Hero, who's missing time, Jimmy Butler, Nikola Vucevic, Kobe White, And I mean, at this point, too, Lowry, Mikal Bridges, Brandon Ingram, all guys that have been going ahead of him. So I think Kawhi is pretty undervalued. I think the Knicks, too, of not Josh Hart, because Josh Hart, I think his ADP was inflated. And we just saw from the Knicks preseason game, there's been rumblings that Mitchell Robinson was going to start. And maybe we should start talking about Mitch Rob, because if Mitchell Robinson is going to start, I mean, who knows if he stays healthy? Right now, he's barely getting drafted. He's barely getting drafted, and he's going to start for the Knicks. Mike Brown already said he's probably not trying to go crazy on everybody's minutes, but I mean, we're taking guys like Jay Huff, Isaiah Jackson, Young Hassan, Day'Ron Sharp, now, like all of the Myas Queta, all of these bigs who like we really are unproven, where Mitchell Robinson is like a pretty good fantasy play. Mitch isn't playing back-to-backs. He said he's doing the Embiid strategy this year. That's fine, though. This is pick 190, dude. Yeah, you're picking him ahead of like Ayo Dosunmu, Walter Clayton. So anyways, I don't know. Those are some of the names that stick out to me. So we saw, all right, Maddie starts with Cade LeBron. Mobley at 29. All right, I think we're just going to take Bam here, right? Yeah, we'll just take Bam here. The other thing we could do is take Zion over Bam if we wanted to get real weird with it, but I don't think we're going to do that. Let's just take Bam. And we're fine with that. Bam falling 4 picks behind ADP. Nice even start, one of every color, guard, wing, and big. One of the things too, yeah, I mean, it's proven, yeah. One of the things too that's sticking out to me, I think people are still drafting like there are no wings available, and the wing position just is deeper this year. And I think there's a lot of teams still drafting wings aggressively early on. I actually think that's a mistake. I think it should be I think the better, I mean, again, it all depends on draft capital, but the better route, I think, is to spread it out a little bit more, in my opinion, anyways. Chet Holmgren at 34. He's somebody that I've been seeing fall quite a bit, too. Kind of surprised by that. And LaMelo Ball is another one, man. LaMelo, who I feel like was going in the high 20s, is now regularly going at the end of this round. It's kind of interesting. Again, he just doesn't play games. LaMelo gets hurt too often. And depending on how quickly this one goes, too, happy to fire up another one. I think I just want to be even on this, Mike. One of my concerns with Cleveland this year is that they're just going to be so focused on being healthy heading into the postseason that they don't put the pedal to the floor during the regular season just because of how bad the East is, But I think I want to be pretty even. If I had to bet on it, I would say Mobley finishes with more fantasy points. But with Hero missing some time, Bam is going to have to do a little bit more offensive facilitating. They got a little bit more shooting with Norman Powell there. I don't know. I don't feel good about it, though. Love this start for TST. Goon, Thompson, Ball, and Zion. That's pretty fun. Tell you what, we will take a second big here. Depending on who's available at 42. But if Jaren Jackson Jr. is still there, we will absolutely take him. Probably Triple J or DeRozan with this next pick. Yeah, we'll take Triple J. Memphis is a team that I've been hammering, especially now that the offense is, 11 months. There we go. That's right. The Emirates Cup, 71 days away, baby. Back to Vegas. This is the last time they're doing the semifinals in Las Vegas, too. From here on out, it's going to be finals only. So we got to really enjoy it. But yeah, Memphis is, I think, pretty condensed now with some of these injuries that all the offense is going to be Ja, Triple J. I know the chat was talking about Jalen Wells earlier. I think that's another, I don't know if his on-ball stuff is going to improve at all. I know they tried to do some of it. Yeah, he's injured, though, but they also said that he was progressing pretty well. And then it sounds like he's going to be close to ready. I don't think he's going to be missing much of camp. He's not injured like the rest of the guys. Cleared to ramp up activity 7 days ago. The Grizzlies announced on Friday, Triple J expected to return to play in 4 to 6 weeks. That was a week ago, so 3 to 5 weeks after undergoing a procedure to repair turf toe injury in his right foot early. So I'm not too worried about it. I'm not too worried about Triple J at this point. And now that we have a Bam Triple J start, it really kind of points us in a direction the rest of the way. We'll probably get a third big a little bit later. Yeah, Ty Jerome, a good shout too. I think Ty Jerome's been falling a little bit as well. I don't know if people were too butthurt from that postseason experience, but yeah, I think the Ty Jerome call's good. All right, here we go. Let's see. Dyson Daniels goes 52. We'll see what Weisberg does. What does Weisberg have? He's got SGA, Siakam, Mobley, Randall, Reeves. Yeah, so we're just going to take the best available here. I'm fine with Kobe White. I think we're actually going to take a wing here instead. I think we're going to go Lowry Markkanen. Maddie, what are your thoughts, if you're still in the chat here, on the potential Lowry Markkanen, Jaden Ivey deal? Thoughts on that? It does kind of feel like Lowry Markkanen is going to be on a different team halfway through, which normally when somebody gets traded, like a good player gets traded halfway through a postseason, through a regular season, I feel like that's typically bad for fantasy. But to get Lowry Markkanen out of Utah to know that he's going to play every day or to play normal minutes would be pretty exciting. So I've been trying to get ahead of the Lowry Markkanen stuff. We see Kawhi. So when Lowry, Kobe, Kawhi there. Probably hard to make the money match until after newly signed guys can get traded. How many guards would the Jazz have? I mean, honestly, you got to remember they got rid of Clarkson and Sexton. So when you look at the Jazz right now, they really only have Keontae, Collier, Clayton, and then you could make a case that Bryce Sensabaugh started a little bit at the 2. So it's 4 guards. That's not that crazy. That's not that crazy there. It feels like they have more because we're so used to the Clarkson and Sexton thing. Also, I'm going to drop a link, by the way, if you guys haven't messed around here with, I'll just drop the Splash Sports link. If you haven't messed around with Splash Sports yet, go sign up. Go sign up. We're doing a bunch of different contests. We're doing a lot of NFL stuff that's been pretty fun. I don't know if you guys have been playing. I know Patty Coyne's in there. He's still alive. He's still alive in the Survivor pool. We just started a second half Survivor pool only, a bunch of dailies. It's a lot of fun. It would have to be Ivy picks, maybe beef stew, and Tobias Harris probably to make the money work. It would have to be something like that. But it would be Ivy and picks. All right, let's see. So I'd be fine with some RJ Barrett. We might have to reach for another guard here. We're at 66. I'm actually going to go ahead and take Emmanuel quickly. Let's grab another guard. So we've got a 2-2-2 build here with Ant-Man, IQ, KD, Lowry, Bam, and Triple J. Let's check in on TST. TST, we mentioned the 2 Rockets with Ball, Zion, and then Bridges and Asar Thompson. There we go. Look at the correlation of this lineup. Ball and Bridges, Thompson twins, 2 Rockets, and then just Zion. Matty went Duren and 8 in his last 2 picks. He picked up some bigs. Reeves and Sar for Weisberg. Yeah, Sar at 68 feels a lot better than Sar at 60, where he was going for a while. Beef stew and Kessler would be a lane clogger. Yeah. Well, Utah's not trying to win them games. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Sunshine? We got Sunshine in the chat. Excited to get into the Sorare streets, though. I've been enjoying baseball. Finished, I think, 80th or 79th in the first round of the chase or whatever for MLB, even though my Sox got smoked last night. How about Slitler, whatever his last name is, dude? He was awesome. Just 101 dot in the eye everywhere, man. Incredible performance by him. But, yeah, I don't know if you can actually build lineups on Sorare yet for the next one, but maybe I'll do that before we get out of here. But, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for NBA, man. Oh, we can set lineups. All right, we'll do that in a little bit. Maybe we'll go shopping. All right. Let's see. Bucelis. I feel like I need to be clicking Bucelis more. I think I just want as many cracks at Chicago as possible. I do think so. We got Ant-Man and IQ. We're just spamming wings and guards here the rest of the way. The Darius Garland injury makes me nervous. I just feel like they're not going to rush his ass back anytime soon. Remains without a timetable. All right, so we see Allen Pritchard at 77 there. I think we might just click MPJ, depending on what Maddie does here. Although I could see Maddie getting MPJ. Be fine with Benedict Mathurin as well. All right. All right. We're okay with this team. Who do you guys like for pitchers? Yeah, Weisberg. I saw all of that on Twitter. There was a lot of talk around how Boston fans are assholes. Who do you guys like for the pitchers? I scooped up Roki from the Dodgers. I think he throws Scooble in one of the Mariners. That's what I'm doing, anyways. Scooby Doo, and then I'm pitching whatever Mariner is not going against Scooble. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, Matherin and Paul George. Man, Paul George. I went through like a week of taking him to just get some exposure to Paul George, and then I stopped. It feels gross. You know who's really undervalued too right now? Um, is Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal. Oh, Sean, you know what? I don't have any of those saved right on this. Some London Rex, huh? Let me think about it. See if I can get. How long are you there for? How long are you there for? Yeah, Munoz is pretty good. But yeah, Bradley Beal, man, is like going like look at so he's going pick 130 right now, 131. They announced he's starting the shooting guard. He's the starting shooting guard for the Clippers this year. They came out and announced that. Any W takes? If the Mercury can muck it up, man, if the Mercury can muck it up with their physicality, I think they have a shot. I think I'd be betting some unders. I think it's just going to be pretty physical. I think low scoring games. That would be my bet. All right, let's see. We're on the clock. We saw Ivy and Castle go. Might be time for the Bobby Lobby. What are some guards? Yeah, I think it's going to be Bobby Lobby here. Let's get some Bobby Lobby in there. So now we got a 2-4-2 build. We're going to have to get a guard here the next time, but I'm okay with it. I mean, we got Ant leading the way for our guards. I'm fine with it. I got some guys that I'm excited to target the rest of the way. Yeah, do you think he's going later than that, TST, or is that you like flexing on us saying that you're drafting him every time? He just went like 140. I did one right before this that was actually kind of a similar build. The last one I just did, let me pull this up, was we did for our guards. So I got Ant at 6, didn't get my next guard until 78. I went Sharp, Simons, Reed Shepard, CJ, Cedric Coward, and Kevin Squirts. For our wings, we had KD, Jimmy Butler, Lowry Markkinen, Hunter, Toppin, and Jovic, and then Mobley, Triple J, and Santi season. But how much Beal do I have? Only 11%, but I think again, I'm trying to have my exposures be a little bit flatter than I've done it in years past. I think for me personally, if I'm doing 30% DD, that's hell yeah. I think for me personally, man, if I'm doing, say I'm only doing 20 drafts, then I get a little like I do this in football because I don't do a ton of football drafts. I get pretty aggressive with my ownership projections. I'm just like, or my ownership. Let's have a couple of takes, have a couple of angles, and then just go hard. And then if I'm right, it's a windfall. If I'm wrong, whatever. When I'm doing this many drafts like I am for NBA, I think I want as many shots at the apple or bites at the apple, excuse me, shots on target, shots on goal, whatever the thing is. But spread it out a little bit more. That way you're just not nuked by one injury. Anyways, that's kind of how I've been approaching it. All right, so Wiggins goes. We saw CJ. Wow, Keontae at 97, huh? Reed Shepard at 96. Dem guards be going. Interesting. Hmm. So, hmm. All right. All right. We're going to get a little unconventional here. We're going to take Trey Johnson way ahead of ADP. We're going to go way ahead of ADP here. I didn't really want a fifth wing. And I think we're just going to spew guards here for the next couple of picks. So, and with with the early run on guards here with Nembhard at 86 is pretty good value, but Keontae, CJ, Reed Shepard, that little run there really kind of threw us off a little. So we have to adapt here, and I'm okay with it. I mean, ADP doesn't really matter. But that was a little funky there. Anybody else have W takes in the chat? Are you guys watching? Is game one's tonight, right? You know what's funny, man? I see these tweets where it's like it's only $35 to go to game one of the WNBA finals. What a fucking joke. Like, and then you see what the World Cup ticket prices were. Can we stop that? I think that's cool that it's only $35. I think it would be like, wow, how embarrassing that the game is accessible to everyday people, right? Like, who cares? They should good. Go see the game for a reasonable price. I just got a ticket to see excuse me. I just got a ticket to see, why am I blanking on the name of the movie? One Battle After Another. I'm seeing One Battle After Another tomorrow, $27. The fuck? Come on. Make America affordable again. How about that? What's that? Make America affordable again? I'm gonna run for office. Forget MAGA. It's just gonna be Ma. All right, here we go. We're gonna fire up another pick here. We're at a 3-4-2 build. I do think we got to keep spewing guards here. What pick is this, man? I think we might just we might be an edge lord here and take Edgecombe. Let's just get weird with it. Who cares, man? Who cares about ADP? We're an edge lord. Did you make any money of these drafts last season? Honestly, I did pretty poor last 2 years ago. I think 2 years ago I had a team in the finals. 3 years ago I had two teams in the finals. Last year I didn't do very well. And then but it's so funny. The NFL I did way better last year, right? Because last year I had that team coming fourth for 12,000, I think, which was pretty sick. But rookie guard team, I know, man. We're just going to be spraying and praying the guard position right now. Imagine inserting high school refs and random company CEOs to leadership in the NBA. Let's do it. Why not? Why not? We see the pod god here goes 119. Scoot 115. Yeah, I stopped clicking Scoot's name, but that's pretty good value at 115. We also, what is the Scoot injury? Is it like 6 weeks? Is that what they said? So, torn hamstring, 4 to 8 weeks. That's resuming activities, though. So, who knows? All right, we're on round 11 here, boys and girls. Round 11. We're almost there. What's everybody up to this weekend? Anybody getting after it? Wait, what did you say? NFA. What's the non-financial advice? What was the financial advice you gave? Yeah, unbelievable. The sports washing. That's what I saw. I saw another quote too, or another tweet today that was like the Saudis lost $500 million on Live. Yeah. Sports washing. You're going to Heat Magic tomorrow. Is that in Puerto Rico? Are they playing that game in Puerto Rico? There we go. We see Bradley Beal going 122 or 125, followed by Storm and Norman. Back on the clock. Okay, you guys want to see something dumb that I've been doing a little bit more of here? We're going to take DeJounte Murray. DeJounte is, and again, I got to credit the guys of ETR again, but DeJounte's somebody I'm starting to get on board with. And I think if this is like maybe he's not coming back 100%. You said over Santi. The reason I did is because I already have Bam and Triple J right now, so I'm going to try to not get it big for a while. Also, I have Santi ranked 120th with his ADP 137, so unless one of you dorks get him, he might still be there at 138. But in this situation with my team, right, if freaking Ant-Man, IQ, Trey Johnson, and VJ can just hold the fort down until we get to January, and then all of a sudden I get DeJounte, who's probably going in the 4th round, maybe, like for the rest of the season, you know? So we're gonna start taking some more shots on him. And like Kyrie went 112, and it sounds like he's definitely not back until like February at the earliest. So I haven't been taking Kyrie. I have started drafting DeJounte. And when I say drafting DeJounte, you've seen that I've done like 102 combined, right? I think I've got like 6 shares of them. So I don't have a lot. But I think in this type of build, it makes sense. I think. Is anybody else doing that? Is anybody taking your DeJountes or your Kyries? Dylan Harper at 132. I guess I could have made the case for Dylan Harper. Like, if I'm not taking De'Aaron Fox, I probably should be taking Harper a little bit more while he's going in the 130s. Saw a report today out of Dallas too that they plan on using Anthony Davis like they're using that they like the way they use Sabonis in Sacramento. I also thought it was hilarious that they trade Luka because he kept coming into camp overweight, and then Anthony Davis came into camp 15 pounds overweight, and he's like, "I just lose weight too easily, so it's important that I come in big." DJP says, how smart is it stacking one team or two in these drafts? So it depends on the schedules, man. Like there is a case for it. There is a case for it. It depends when, like the way this works, right? We have 17 weeks of like a regular season. And then if you come in first or second in your group of 12, you advance to the postseason, but the postseason are 2 weeks at a time. So like, depending on how many games your team has during those postseason runs, that's kind of where it matters. So like a team like the Knicks, they don't have a ton of great playoff schedules, so it doesn't make sense to like stack the Knicks, but then there are other teams it does. So we saw Santi fall all the way here. We're going to just go ahead and take him now. So we now have Bam, Triple J, and Santi. So we're done taking bigs for this draft. We have a 5-4-3 build. My guess is we're going to take 2 more guards. I'm sorry, 2 more guards and 2 more wings probably. That would be my guess. So we finish with a 7-6 build. I mean, KD and Lowry is a pretty solid start. Michael Porter Jr. is a little bit risky. So, I mean, we do have to, I think our next 2 picks probably have to be wings here. But this team has a ton of upside, but a ton of risk as well. Comments that, you're talking about Dallas. Yeah. Oh, we got Marco in the chat. Let's go, Marco. Good to see you, man. Hope everybody's good. Marco, how's our Portuguese prince? Namais Keita. We ready? Oh, we're gonna be talking. We're gonna have like the Portuguese flag in our thumbnails for Live Before Lock. It's about to go down. Yeah, exactly, DJP. Exactly. That doesn't mean you shouldn't be drafting OKC, but like if say OKC only has 3 games this one week, but Detroit has 6 games, you want to make sure you have some of like if you have some OKC guys, maybe it makes sense to draft some Detroit guys to like carry you on that lower week. TST has done some good. Like if you guys are following TST on Twitter, he's tweeted out some pretty good stuff, and he's come on the show before and talked about it. Maybe we'll get him back on here before we get into full season mode, and he can kind of talk us through it a little bit. So 4 rounds left in this draft. Feeling pretty good. Let's check in with some teams here. TST, the 2 Rockets, followed by LaMelo, Zion, Bridges, the Thompson twin. Garland all the way to 83. I mean, that is good value if he doesn't miss a ton of time. Nemby, JC, are you with me? Devin Vassell, Suggs, and DiVincenzo. That's a fun team. Matty Harrison here with Cade, LeBron James, Brunson, Miller, Durin, Ayton, Turner, Christian Brown. You see that photo going around yesterday? It was pretty funny. Then we got Kegels, Scoot Henderson, Norman Powell, the sex god. There we go. Nice pick by nice back-to-back by Weisberg there with Canoopel and Jalen Wells. Pretty fun. Excuse me. We're just going to go ahead, take some Pacers here. We'll grab some Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin at 151. Then we're going to try to grab another wing with our next pick. All right. So anybody else that I didn't go over? Weisberg's spot is in a pretty good spot. Khalil Ware's been falling quite a bit. That's something to note down in the 117s. I think the biggest difference between me being excited about Khalil Ware last season and this season, even though I do have some Khalil, I have a lot of Ware actually. He was a wing position last year, and the wing position was so thin, so it was tough. But now that he's a big, it's not as exciting. You're gonna go watch some MMA? What MMA fights going on right now? Yeah, and Keita did. He looked awesome in Eurobasket. The Celtics fans are losing their gosh darn mind right now. Celtics fans are losing it. They like carried the Celtics Daily channel there for a while. It was huge for me. Huge for me. All right, let's see. Feels like this draft is taking too long. It's not. It's moving quickly, but it feels like it's taking too long. All right, I lost my StreamYard chant. Where's my StreamYard at? I can't find you guys. There we go. Yeah, what's everybody doing this weekend? Somebody, what's his name? Sean was asking for London Rex. I'm sorry I didn't have those off the top of my head. Anybody in the chat have them? You know who's going to be? Our guy Taylor is going to be in London here in a week or two or something like that. Or no, like now. I think he's there now, flying today, maybe. Go check out the museum. What's like the main one that has all the Greek shit in it in London? That's a good time. What a glowing wreck by me right now. Rooftop in Hallwood there. That's the wreck for London. Are you going to the football game this weekend? You said you leave Monday. You there for the Browns? Who is it? Browns and Vikings? God. There we go. Sean, I hope you're still in the chat. The Churchill Arms is a cool pub in London. Shout out Boudewijn. Had too many beverages with Boudewijn in Amsterdam. All right, McCain going 154, huh? All right, let's look. Oh, Jovic at 143. Slim Hennig, what are we doing, bro? Let's find a wing here. Maybe we'll get some Sammy Hauser. Sammy Hauser, if he's available, wouldn't mind him. I saw Weisberg talking about Dylan Brooks earlier. I think that's fine. Chris Boucher, saw him hitting some jumpers. Maybe we get the old Boucher. I don't want to click either of these two guys, Jeremy Grant, Kelly Oubre. They both kind of seem a little unhappy in their current situation. If Sam Hauser gets to me, I think this is my first or second share of Sammy Hauser this entire out of all these drafts. Yeah, Sam Hauser, welcome aboard, baby. Welcome aboard. 5-6-3 build here. 2 picks left to go. Let's see who some of the late round guys are. So we saw Brooks go, Cason Wallace, Max Christie. Yeah, the Greek shit. Seriously. I forget what it's called. It's just like, is it just the London Museum? I forget what it's called. Rabona King in the chat. Let's go. Good to see you, Rabona. I think I got one more in me. Got one more in me. I'm gonna do another draft after this, as long as it fills up pretty quickly. We'll do 2, because that's how many pumpkin heads I had left. Yeah, it's the London Museum. Okay, there we go. Look, I nailed it. It's the London Museum. It's beautiful. Yeah, good pick there. Lively going late is fun. There was a while where Daniel Gafford was going before Lively. That finally has flippy dipped. But that was something that was happening for a little bit. All right. Let's see. Looking at some of these spots here. Let's throw some guys up on the queue. We got Io, maybe Matty Harrison. We can get your Ronald Holland. CMB, Lonzo Ball. I actually know who my next pick is going to be, I think. Let's see if it's still there. Not going to put it in the queue because I don't trust you assholes. Oh, no, but it went. I wanted to get Coward there at 171. Coward is somebody I've been spamming lately, but I just see that he went off the board. That takes some of the fun out of it. Would like another guard here. I don't really want Marcus Smart on this team. Kevin Herter's somebody I've been clicking a little bit. Maybe we do some Jeremiah Fears. I haven't taken him in a while. I think Cole Anthony's going to play a ton, man. I think Cole Anthony's going to play a ton. And I know it's not a fun pick, but I'm not even sure if he's good. But right now, dude, they went out of their way and they were like, Kevin Porter Jr. is our starting point guard. It's not going to last. How many bullets left so far? I think we just crossed the halfway threshold. I think this is 83 or 84. How about you? Yeah, the one hole, their second biggest, Filipowski. Wow, Filipowski fell all the way to 168? That's like 30 spots behind ADP. What the hell is going on? Oh, I guess it's 28 spots. He shut down. No, that was maintenance purposes. Okay, so he's just got a little bit of a back injury. Wow, okay. Wow. I mean, that's great value for Jokic, for your second big. That's great value. You're stopping at 50? Yeah. Ramona, I actually was of the mind where I was like, maybe do I stop at 100? Like, at what point is this just redundant? Like, how many different combos am I going to get? I do feel pretty good with the process right now. So that's kind of why I want to keep spamming. But I mean, at what point is it just redundant? You know? I think like 50 is a good number. 30, I think, is a good number at it too. Part of me was going to stop at 75, but then I had that 4K hit on NFL 2 weeks ago. So then I was like, well, can't stop now. Can't stop now. Actually, 2 profitable NFL weeks in a row, which was kind of fun. The second one, not nearly as profitable. The second one was like barely profitable, but still profitable. How much Jaylen Brown do you have? Not enough. I think I'm at like 11% maybe. Let's see. No, 9%. I wasn't taking him a lot early because I'm just nervous that they tank. I liked some other spots better. But then with the Rockets news, Amin Thompson and Sengun got pushed up so much that he started falling. I don't know. I don't think he'll finish number 1. No, I don't. I mean, you could tell me he finishes in the like top 12, top 10 in scoring. I could see it. I'm just nervous that the Celtics get off to a slow start and then really shut those guys down. But I do think you're right that he could. Like, I don't think it's crazy to say he'd outscore Paolo, who's going 6 or 7 spots ahead of him, right? I don't think that's nuts. All right, I think we're going to take Bryce Sensabaugh this time instead of Taylor Hendricks. And that's going to do it for me. So let's do a little recap, and then we can jump in the lobby here. Let's look at our guy. TST went Goon, Thompson, Ball, Zion. We got Bridges, Asar Thompson, Garland, Nemby, Collins, Vassell, Suggs, Dante, Keyshawn, Karras, Big Jackson, Ryan Dunn. Mine, we had Ant-Man, KD. We got Bam, Triple J, Lowry, Quickly, MPJ, Portis, Trey Johnson, VJ, DeJounte, Santi, Obi, Sammy, Cole, and Bryce. Matty Harrison here. Cade, LeBron, Brunson, Miller, Duran, Ayton, Turner, Brown, Murray, Scoot, Norman, Sex God, Schroeder, Boucher, Fears, and Dick. Fear the Dick. And then Weisberg with the SGA Siakam Mobley start, followed by Randall, Reeves, Sarr, Peyton Pritchard, Scam Johnson, A. Wiggs, D'Lo, Beal, Knips, Jalen Wells, Lively, Jaquez, Hendo there at the end at 188. Love to see it. Let's jump in one more. Let's see how many more. 7 more. Let's see how quickly this fills. If this fills quickly, we'll run it. If not, we'll slow it down. And I'm gonna go do a refill. So listen, the lobby's filling up now. Get in here. Let's do a quick. Let's do this old school one. And you guys remember that one? Absolute banger. Absolute banger. RIP Top Shot. Although happy birthday, Top Shot, whatever. Down three more. Three more. Let's get after it. Let's get after it. That's right, Patty Coin. What is it, like a 28-point spread tonight for the USF Bulls? Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, their only loss this season was getting absolutely whacked by Miami, I think, right? They beat University of Florida. They beat Boise State. And then they just got, and then beat somebody else too. I feel like they started off 3-0 maybe, and then got smoked by Miami. Got out of control. They had like a lightning break. I got excited for it. I thought they had a shot, and then they got smoked. All right, waiting for two more. Come on, let's go. And let's rapid fire. Let's see if we can get Numi to change the shot clock on this for like 4 seconds. Just rapid fire picks. Two more. Whew. This is going to be a good one. I can feel it. We're due for a left side. I've been really drafting. Like you can tell, I was running so hot, just like red hot from the 1, 2, 3, 4 position there for a while. Like if we look at Giannis here, Giannis only like 8%. That's not the worst. Jokic at 11%. Actually, let's just do double dribble. Sorry. Jokic and Wemby both double. Jokic at 12, Wemby at 11. We said Giannis at 7, Luka 7%. Not a lot of Shea. 3% Shea. Cade, we got 8. Anthony Edwards is now at 5. Anthony Davis 7. Paolo, I feel like we had a lot at 12. Paolo, and then Trey 16% on Trey, and then a lot of Sengun since he's entered the first round for me, 12% too. But man, those like juicy second rounders. Like if I look at some of my completed ones, I think they do these in order, right? Let's look at some of these completed ones here. I should be dating these like when they happen. I'm just trying to see if there's any, like the biggest thing I've noticed, KPJ's jumped up. Cam Thomas has fallen back quite a bit. Yeah, like this is not a fun team. I'm trying to see if there's any like juicy Sengun. I wasn't getting a lot of Sengun earlier, like Amin Thompson or anything like that. Man, Bilal Coulibaly, RAP. Just, man, a lot of Filipowski for me too. No, not see. I was hoping we were going to see some like fun ones here where it's like, holy crap. Like Amin Thompson at pick 23. That's not happening anymore. He's going 14, right? So this started. What were my first picks here? This is a Wemby start. We did holy shit. 2 bigs. We did Wemby and Zubac. Then our wings are Amin Thompson, Franz Wagner, Trey Murphy, Bilal, Obi, Ryan Dunn, Jovic at 191. Jovic at 191 is crazy. Yo, Power Duster. What's going on, dude? What is this, Power Duster? What is this? Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. You were saying get in there. I'm already in the draft. Wow, Power Duster. Thank you very much. Can you put put to the GoFundMe when you donate? Oh, okay. Got you. Yes, I can. Thank you for that. Yeah, I can absolutely do that. Also, I saw a handful of people did that yesterday. For those that don't know, I shared the link in the chat, but one of our it was a sad story of Whirly Bird who hung out in the early days, the early team hold days. He and his wife ran to run. Her name is Andrea. They were very funny. I feel like they always just got like drunk in the chat. Were really, really funny during those early Top Shot days. They came on stream and ripped some packs and stayed in touch over the years. And she sadly just lost her battle with cancer last week or just a few days ago. It was really sad. And there was like a GoFundMe just to assist with some funeral services. And I shared the link in the Discord. I will absolutely add that to it, Power Duster. Thank you so much. But if anybody else wants to, there's a link in the Discord. But shout out. I saw a handful of you guys had done that. Obviously, no pressure to do anything like that. Just I want to be able to support our guy. So thank you for doing that. Just a king. Yeah, Weisberg, if you want to jump on, you can jump on here. I'll share the link with you. Hold on. You can jump on for this one. Let's go. Where's Weisberg's DMs? There you go, sir. You don't have to do that. I'll put that all towards it. But that was very, very kind of you. Very kind of you. Thank you very much. All right, I got to adjust the media assets here. We're still one more. Let's get this draft in. Come on, get your gamble on. There we go. We're rolling now. So we're going to add the second box here in a second for our guy Weisberg. Let's just get that out there right now. And then I think we're going to have to move it like that. All right, let's see. Oh, the 101, baby. The 101. Let's go. Jokic, welcome aboard. Matty Harrison there in the 102. Weisberg. Rabona. Oh, TST's in this one too. Who's Rabona? Is that unfiltered? Who are you in here? Who are you in there? Yeah, Rabona, I agree with you, by the way. I wish there was a way to see what best CLV team, or just like an easier way to sort those things, you know? I wish there was an easier way to sort those things. All right, we'll get Weisberg on here. What's up, Mike?
Yo.
What's going on? Yeah, TST just continuing to get burned there. I feel like you're going to get a lot of Sengun, though. That's not too bad. Mike, how many drafts deep are you at this point?
34.
34, nice. What's your goal?
50, I think, is kind of where I'm limiting myself.
Nice.
I wish they'd had the $15 the $3 draft, like add another, because that'd be ideal. But
yeah, I think they're messing around with seeing how big it needed to be. Yeah, I would have loved that. I honestly was it Wemby there too? There we go. Wemby over Giannis. All right.
Okay.
Luka over Giannis. What the hell is going on?
Oh,
Giannis at 4. Wow.
Oh. I guess I'll take SGA, I guess.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I kind of want them to mess around with like this might be just for me, and people wouldn't be as excited for this, but like a $25. Oh wait, you're Giannis at 4. At 4. Okay, that's Rabona. Rabona's meter ad. I kind of wanted them to do like a 5 max $25 entry.
Okay.
Or even like you could go higher than that if you wanted to. I'd probably be open to it. But the idea of a 5 max sounds kind of fun.
Yeah, I just like the idea of messing with different options at this stage of the game.
Yeah.
But as far as like drafting strategy and kind of where I am, I feel pretty comfortable. I've been very lucky. I've been on the left side of the screen a lot.
Yeah. I
mentioned in chat earlier, like my highest owned big exposure wise is Jokic.
Yeah, that's great.
So, I've gotten a lot of Jokic and Giannis. This is, I think, only my 3rd share of SGA. So
yeah. No, that's great. That's great. I think that number makes sense too. Like if you're at 30 or whatever. Like we were saying earlier, I don't think it's necessary to do like 100 or do like 150 or something like that. Like I don't. I think like you can, depending on how you're drafting, like you can. There's plenty of different ways to play it.
Like for me, I still like you. I have pretty heavy exposure to Trey Murphy.
Yeah,
that's my highest on wing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just because you and I are really high in his last 30 games. I think that dude is kind of phenomenal.
Yeah, the only concern for him is the entire Pelicans team is like, can those dudes stay healthy? Because he is somebody that gets dinged up a lot. We don't have to worry about them tanking, which is kind of fun, but I am nervous.
In theory.
I mean, it'd be weird for them to tank without a pick.
Yeah, but we're assuming that team is going to get perfect health, and we know, based on history between Herb, Trey, Derek Queen already, Zion, like it's not like that front court has a whole lot of stability and staying healthy. Although we got Ozempic Zion, so it is what it is, right?
I mean, dude, I mean, it happens every time, but he looked awesome.
Power Dust to an extent. That's kind of been what I've been doing lately. Been making some good money that way.
Full-time gambling?
Well, not full-time gambling. Between streaming and
gotcha.
And whatnot.
Gotcha. I didn't know if you're like our guy Jeb, who's been absolutely a pick printer lately.
This is interesting at this stage of the draft, by the way. I'm at pick 20. Cat all the way at 16 at 18 here is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I honestly, you want to see where I have him ranked? I think I have him ranked at like 20. Oh no, 19. Yeah. Just because that playoff schedule sucks. But to see Jaylen Brown go after Siakam and then LeBron and then JB and then JW. Like Scotty Barnes at 19 is crazy. But yeah, you get Cat at 20 is pretty spicy. That's pretty fun.
That's great. An SGA Cat start is awesome.
Yeah.
What are you thinking here at 24?
Yeah, I don't know. Wait, hold on, Maddie's saying Pelicans start 5-20 and Dumar calls Troy Weaver into his office. Wait, unprotected? Yeah, I know. Dumb and Dumber over here. I'd be fine to double click guards here if Harden and Ja are there, depending on what Maddie does. I don't have a ton of Cooper Flag, obviously, but yeah, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna go Harden and Ja here.
I was talking with someone at Summer League. I don't know if I've relayed this to chat, but I don't mind saying it now. I was talking with someone at Summer League, and this is, a couple weeks after the draft, and basically the person was like, that is Troy Weaver's MO to draft someone from the Virginia area who is a big, because that is everything that he did in Detroit, and the fact that he brought it to New Orleans is not a shock at all.
Yeah.
Like it's an open secret how much people despise Troy Weaver. It's pretty funny.
It's also just really funny. It's like, hey, two guys that were bad at their job are still bad at their job. Like, they've been bad at their job for a while.
Did something spicy here, and I took Cooper.
Yeah.
I don't have a whole lot of Cooper.
No, me neither.
And I think there's going to be an adjustment period for him. But he's moved up in drafts. He's gone from when we first started drafting a month and a half ago to he was mid 30s. Now he's up to, I've seen him as high as 20 in some drafts.
Yeah.
But I feel like 29 is fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Like, again, if you're doing a lot of drafts, I think it makes sense to take some of them to get some exposure. Again, if I were to bet on it, I would say Franz Wagner outscores Cooper Flag this year, though.
Yeah. I mean, and Denny for that matter.
I know. I just think that's a big number for a rookie to put up.
He is going to be playing basically point forward, though.
Yeah, but yes, but then they also were like, but now we're going to use AD like Sabonis, which is basically so they're going to have a point guard, a point forward, and a point center on the floor at all times. I also just think they're going to play slow.
Yeah. Yes, 100% they will. Rabona getting Giannis and KD. That's not that unusual, relatively speaking. KD will go anywhere between so you got him at 21. That's pretty
21's I would say 21 is unique at this point in drafting. Maybe like a month ago, there's plenty of Giannis KD starts, but I think I have KD like 15th right now, 16th. Yeah.
What's been what would you consider your best draft so far?
Oh man, I don't know, dude. I've done so many of them. I think those ones where you TST specifically, I feel like has a lot of second round Sengun, like late second round Sengun. I think those are going to prove to be some of the most valuable stuff. I have some late second, early third round Amin Thompson. Like that one that I pulled up was pretty fun where it only had two bigs. It was like a Wemby Zubac, but you had like Amin Thompson in round 3 or whatever. So I think some of those will prove to be pretty good. Some of the other movers, like the last round Jovic picks were pretty fun where he's now going in like the 150s, but I've done like too many that I don't have them like in the back of my head. Why? Do you have like a couple of yours that stick out?
Well, what I've found is that I've definitely moved towards, and this may end up working out here, do not take Chet here. This would be great if I can get Chet because it's going to go right into what I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of two bigs. God damn it, I'll take Zulog, I guess. I'm taking a lot of two bigs early.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it's because there's so many great wings that you can get late that I think if you just overload on bigs, like two bigs in the first 4 rounds, I think is ideal in this format right now.
Yeah, I think so too. I was hoping Trey was gonna get all the way to me here at the end of the 4th, but yeah, I like getting this second round of bigs of like Triple J, Chet, Zubac, and Embiid. I mean Zion for a while, but now is going so early. All right, I think we just go Jimmy Randall here, and I'm fine with that. Let me just look at some other wings that are in this range Like, I know this is a little bit ahead, but I think we just do Jimmy and Randall, and we're fine with it.
Did you see any of the Warriors press conferences this week?
I mean, I saw the Steve Kerr. I just like Steve's gonna kind of stop talking at this point. I feel like I saw Steve and then Draymond as well. But anything in particular?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing that sort of stood out to me. It was Steve's in a contract year, and I
Yeah.
just don't think he gives a fuck.
Yeah, clearly it did. It kind of feels like, hey, he's done this year if he wants to be.
Well, I think because he knows he can go do TV with Amazon or NBC.
Yeah.
I think he probably has an offer on the table to go do that, unless Golden State's willing to pay him a boatload of money to. Ooh, this is an interesting spot. Do I got a winger guard here? I don't own a lot of Jalen Green, but I'm staying away from Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty good value on Jalen Green at 53. I'd be okay with that, but
taking Bridges.
Yeah.
And I just really don't like Phoenix as a situation. Sorry. Oh yeah, the Warriors. And I thought his comments on Kuminga this week were just kind of odd.
Mm-hmm.
He was just like, "Yeah, man, you know, he's just got to do the things that we want him to do." And it's like, well, you basically got the contract that you want, and you want him to play 20 minutes a night and score the shitload out of the ball.
Yeah,
because you need the trade value. What was this whole summer for if you're not going to do that?
Yeah, it's weirdly. I would say he's been actually like pretty consistent about Kuminga, and that he's just been kind of a dick the whole time.
Yes.
So I think he's been like weirdly consistent. Also, breaking news: not Giddy. Excuse me. Wow, Freudian slip. Diddy 4 more years in prison. That just came across my
there. Good.
There you go.
Good.
Yeah, Maddie was saying crazy that the two timelines strangely hinged on two guys, Kuminga and Wiseman, and neither of them seems to have a real feel for how to play basketball.
Well, Maddie, do you know who headed up those picks? It was not the basketball people. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, man, I still root for Wiseman. He just seems like a good dude.
The funniest part about the Wiseman stuff was like the promotion out of it was, and this should have been a real red flag. It had nothing to do with basketball. It was that like, well, because he's a top 3 pick, he can also speak Mandarin.
Yeah.
You know, it's the marketing for Wiseman that's the important thing. He can be a global superstar.
Listen, we streamed it on the 89 Cavs, but his mixtape was like honestly okay.
All of 3 games at Memphis, you mean?
No, I said his mixtape.
Oh. He had a mixtape?
We streamed his mixtape. It was like honestly okay. It was pretty good.
All right. That is news to me, actually.
We'll see if he makes the roster in Indiana. I don't know what the Pacers are gonna do, man. We talked about that the NBA bit a little bit this week. I have no read on them.
I think they're just gonna play really fast, like they've already done, you know? Like I don't see them changing too much of what they do even without Halliburton. They're just going to put Nembhard into the Halliburton role.
No, for sure. I'm more like interested in how. I mean, like I don't love Miles Turner, but Miles Turner's pretty consistent, and the drop off from Miles Turner to what they have now is like pretty drastic.
Yeah, it's pretty significant. I mean, between Jay Huff and Walker, it's.
And Isaiah Jackson and Wiseman still there too, and I feel like there's one other name I'm missing, but.
Jackson's coming off the Achilles, though, right?
I mean, both Jackson and Wiseman, but they said Jackson's ready to go. Jackson's going to start. Jackson is going to be their starter.
Taking a little shade and sharp, baby. Second guard.
Man, Vooch going at 66 is pretty nice there for Spursy. Like, I don't like Vooch. What's Vooch's ADP right now? It's like 50-something, right? 55? Yeah.
I mean, I think everyone's down on Vooch because he's a 35-year-old big who only plays one way, but...
Mm-hmm.
You know, for fantasy purposes, I get it.
My
problem with him is like, how healthy is he going to be? Are the Bulls going to shut him down at some point? Are they going to look to trade him? You know,
right.
It's all relative, but it's not a situation I've invested a lot into. I'll put it that way.
No.
Are there any bigs that you've slowly come up on in the draft that you're like, oh, it's kind of interesting?
Yeah, I've been taking Rudy a little bit more. Klingon was somebody that I want to try to get to, and on Okongwu, but man, I think I'm just going to double click wing here.
Josh Hart?
Yeah, I think so. I really wanted Matherin and OG and Anobi here. That's what I wanted, but I think we're going to take Josh Hart.
I may reach here a little bit. We'll see. Maddie's ahead of me, so we'll see where this goes.
I might just take my second big here, and then just shut the bigs down. Because that's just such a gross spot. Like I really didn't want anything else there.
Maddie took what I wanted. I was looking to get Ace Bailey as a third wing there, but
he's going so high now, though. I mean, that's just. I get it, but
you know who I am going to take here if he falls here. I'm going to wait till Midordad picks. I don't think he's taking a guard here. I'm going to take Pritchard again, and it's to me. I think of all the Boston guys, he has the best chance to really pop. Saw Jake Fisher say this morning he thought Peyton Pritchard has a chance for an all-star campaign.
Yeah, well, maybe Jake Fisher's been listening to my shit. I've said that for 2 fucking months, Jake. Yeah, I mean,
well, we can maybe get him on the opening day show. I'll shoot him a quick text.
I don't know. Yeah, I think he's fine there. I like him there. The Celtics are just so weird, man. Where how much higher of a ceiling does Pritchard have? Because so what he averaged with no Tatum, with no Tatum last year, he was basically like 18, 4, and 4, I think was his averages. I could see him. I think consistently averaging over 20 points is a lot to ask. But I could see 19, 7, and 4. Like I could see his assist numbers go up quite a bit. I really don't know. I don't know what to do with the Celtics because I think there is a world where Simons outscores him fantasy wise as well. Like I do think that is on the table, even though I think Pritchard starts. I just think they're going to chuck, man. I think they're all going to chuck.
Yeah, look, it's funny you mentioned Top Shot earlier because I did have did that Derek White thing last month. And D White did say he's like, look, we're going to play significantly faster without Tatum.
Yeah,
like offensively, we're going to go. He's like, I don't know how it's necessarily going to look in the half court without JT. That's certainly an issue. But in terms of actual pace, they're looking to speed it up significantly.
Yeah, I think so. And I what I keep going back and forth with is I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that's gonna they can just play fast, but I don't know if that's gonna be good. I also thought the quotes, which Mazzulla walked back Jordan Walsh's quotes a little bit today or yesterday, of just being yeah, we're not gonna do 5 on 5 off, because that's what was being thrown around, that they were gonna do hockey shifts. And so there's part of me that is is everybody just going to play 28 minutes a game? Is that what's going to happen? Because when they weirdly by having no depth, have a lot of depth because they have a bunch of guys that are okay, I guess. So I don't know. I'll be really fascinated to see. I think if you think the Celtics are going to finish in somewhere between the 5th and 8th seed in the Eastern Conference, then you should be slamming Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, Anthony Simons, Sam Hauser, Chris Boucher, and Nehemiah Queta. You should be drafting all of those guys. If you don't think they are going to be competitive, I think Jaylen Brown and Derek White are very scary picks at that range. I think Pritchard is probably okay. I think Simons is probably okay. But their ceiling is just dwarfed if they get off to a slow start the first 2 months of the season.
Yeah, 100%. I'm about to pick. Give me a second. I don't love my wings here. The guards here kind of suck. I don't want to collect Paul George. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah. Ramona, I'm with you, man. I'm pretty 50-50 on both of them. I'm okay either way with that, with Nembhard and Pritchard. I think they both have similar ceilings.
That felt gross, but you know what? It is what it is.
With Tobias. See, this is why I didn't want to. This is why I didn't want to take Ayton, because I was hoping Klingon was going to be here at 96 now. Okay, he wasn't going to be there, so that's fine. We are. Let's see. Who are some wings and guards that we're excited about? We might pull Reed up all the way here. Honestly, we might go Reed Shepard and Paul George here.
Oh, I like it.
Because I don't like John Collins, Cam Johnson. Maybe we take Cam Johnson instead of Paul George, actually. Partner him up with, although Denver doesn't have. All right, we're definitely going to take Reed Shepard. Let's look at this wing position. So Paul George, John Collins, Cam Johnson, Kuminga, Kamara. Yeah, let's just take Paul George. Let's take Paul George, and then again, we're just gonna have to keep slamming wings. I think the rest of the way.
Butler, Randall, Hart, George. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, well, Butler. You say Butler, Randall, Hart, George. You see Butler, yeah. But I think whatever. Having James Harden and John Morant, knowing that they're going to be like the two picks, they're two guards playing every single game week, along with Jokic and Ayton. I think we're okay. I only need two of them to score. So we're okay right now. And I Reed Shepard, this is probably as high as I'm going to be taking Reed. I don't think I'm going to be taking him much higher, but I kind of wanted some of him with Jokic, so that was part of it. Power Duster says, let's not get too crazy. Teams will be game planning for him now that he's moved up on a rung on the ladder. Yeah, I mean, that is true. But I also think he's still going to be considered the third option on offense. So how much are you game planning for Pritchard when you have Jaylen Brown and Derek White out there? And yeah, Rabona, I think Rudy's fine there. Like Rudy earlier was going in like the 80s, right? I have him ranked 71. I'm not taking him a ton, but I like that's sick value on Rudy. You got him. What pick was that? 90 what? 93. Yeah,
that's great value.
Yeah, that's great value there.
And Rabona's team is pretty great.
Yeah,
Giannis, Durant, Brunson, Embiid, Murray, Quickly, Nembhard. So pretty stocked on guards.
I like the Rudy pick too, because that's not like the sexiest, highest ceiling pick, but it does give you some like a blanket of security there over Joel Embiid.
Yep. And then you get McDaniels as the third wing.
Yeah.
I am feeling less great about this draft as it goes on, to be honest.
Let's see.
SGA, Cat, Cooper, Zoo, Bridges, Sharp, Pritchard, Tobias Harris, John Collins.
Yeah, I mean, your wings are pretty scary.
Yeah. Don't love it.
And there we go. So TST had Trey, Amon, Mobley, Fox. Fox at 38. Again, that's pretty nice. Like Fox at like 30 was not as sexy. 38, even with the little hammy problem, is nice. And then Ingram, Hero now falling all the way to 62, where he was going late 40s for a while. Cam Thomas, who was going in the 60s, now in the 80s. And then Porzingis and AG. Let's see. Where's Matty Harrison too? Oh, he picked 2. So you went Wemby, and then Donovan, Lonzo, Reeves, Duran. So your first wing, this is interesting. Your first wing is 71, and then you go Mathurin, Bailey, Wiggins, Cam Johnson. That's pretty good. I like this run. Again, Ace Bailey makes me nervous, but Mathurin we know is going to be playing a little bit more, and then Wiggins and Cam Johnson just like good floor guys. Like maybe not massive ceilings, but your ceiling picks came with the other guys. So I'm okay with that.
And Wiggins is going to play a ton early with Hero Hart.
Yeah. I was taking a ton of Wiggins, and then his ADP started moving up, and I slowed down a little bit.
Back-to-back Houston guys, Smith Jr. and Eason. Here's a quick note on Tari, guys. I don't think Tari is long to be in Houston. I'll tell you that much right now.
I don't think he's getting traded this year. I mean, unless he's included in a Giannis trade, I don't think he's getting traded.
So there's a couple things going on with Tari. The first is they're not extending him.
Yeah.
And
I don't know that one way or the other, right?
They
because they haven't extended KD yet either.
Right. They're not. The thought is they were going to look at doing the Tari extension first, and then do the KD extension. The KD extension is likely to be for 2 years for like less than max money.
Right.
Is what's been reported.
Right.
So like 2 for $100 makes a ton of sense. Hold on, I'm about to pick. Ooh. I actually kind of like where we are here. How do you feel about Scoot right now with the injury, as an aside?
I mean, at this late, it's fine.
We're going to go one more wing here, I think. Take a flyer on Reece Shea. But I think there's, some issues in terms of lineup stuff with Tari. And he's not, from what I've heard, particularly happy there. So we'll see.
I think from what I was seeing, he's not happy that he hasn't been extended yet.
Has been extended, wants a bigger role.
Yeah. I think it would be silly for them to trade him unless they like fit a need, because I think their depth is pretty important, and that's one of the reasons why they're so scary defensively. They can do so many different things. So
we'll see.
Is that because of the Weisberg shirt there? Is that what you're saying? I thought you were talking about me at first.
Man, I like this shirt. Damn.
No, it was the way that the camera's cut on it right now. All right, I think we'll click Devin Vassell here.
Damn it.
We'll get Devin Vassell there at pick 120. I don't really want to reach for a wing here, but we could take a third big if we wanted to, but I don't think that's really necessary, at least at this point. Maybe we just reach for Bradley Beal. Now, let's get some Pod God. Let's get some Pod God in there.
Speaking of Warriors, word is he's starting.
Yeah.
He was the 2-guard at practice yesterday. What it's worth.
There we go.
So, boots on the ground on that. Let's see. Matty Harrison goes Kyrie. So he is Donovan, LaMelo, Reeves, Scoot, Kyrie. Okay.
Where did Kyrie go?
I was going to take D'Lo there. Fuck. I guess we'll take Bradley Beal again.
All right.
Know anyone that planted any trees? It was very funny. The Clippers were at the Rams game last night. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't. I was watching the Sox last night.
Yeah, I was at the. I was watching the Sox on playback actually, but did get DM'd a photo of the Clippers at the game. They brought the entire team, including Kawhi.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they just have to treat this as normal as possible and just see what happens. I'm now of the belief that we won't get any sort of like news on like real news from the NBA or the Clippers on this until like March or April.
Yeah, I mean, Wachtell Lipton, the law firm that's handling this thing, it's going to take a while. Those billables are going to add up. But did you see the Ramona Shelburne thing yesterday too?
Yeah.
For those in chat who didn't see it, basically Ramona was like, they had to take the mic away from me, and other big time reporters who were in the room, they would not let ask Kawhi questions, which is understandable. Look, you're trying to limit the PR hit for Kawhi. I get it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, a little funky.
I
saw Ethan Strauss. Excuse me, Ethan Strauss's most recent piece was just like the NBA is in bed with Ballmer. It's good for the NBA for this to just kind of just be a slap on the wrist and move forward. And he thinks that's what's going to happen. He thinks like they're more in cahoots than anything else. But it's also Ethan Strauss, so like take it all with a grain of salt.
Yeah, exactly. A very heavy right wing, heavy dose of salt.
Yeah.
Look, I think they're going to get hammered worse than I think people expect, I would guess. I know a lot of teams aren't thrilled with the idea of the league looking over their endorsements, but I think there should be some level of filtering if it's a team sponsor.
Well, they seem way more pissed about this like according to other people's sources, that owners are way more pissed that this happened versus the nervousness of their own books being looked at.
I mean, everyone other than the New York Knicks. I think the Knicks are like, there's certainly something fishy that happened with the Brunson deal. And the fact that Pablo was like, yeah, we're looking into that, and then just hasn't said anything about it, I think is a little ominous for Knicks fans, or should be.
Yeah. Wait, Powder was saying, I was thinking, can't Kawhi just say he went to a screen test, disagreed with the director, and did not want to fulfill the rest of the contract? I mean, like, yeah, they could have said a lot of stuff, I think, by now, and I think it would have been fine. But I think the way that they've handled it moving forward, it's almost like they if this did go down the way that it's being reported it went down, it feels like they didn't talk about an escape plan. You know what I mean? Like that they just came up with like the first 2/3 of this scheme without like the getaway plan, because you would have thought they would have had some ripcords ready to pull if they needed to give themselves the deniability. Because you're right, he could have been like, "Oh yeah, I showed up and this was, it was uncomfortable with what I didn't give them the final approval to use it," something like that. Also, Jeb, I can't take this seriously anymore, Jeb, because he literally could report that they cured cancer, and you'd be like, "Oh, just doing it for entertainment. Pablo's just doing it for entertainment again." I can't take it seriously, Jeb. It's like if somebody talks about LeBron having a good game, I can't. Whatever your response would be, I can't take seriously.
I mean,
and you've also cornered it now that you have decided you have an out either way with your take on this, where if nothing happens, you're going to be like, "See, I told you." And if something happens, you're going to be like, "Yeah, but he only did this for entertainment purposes." So like, you can't, you can't. You have like a.
He's also going to say that they only did it because of all the media publicity surrounding it.
Right. Also, Sneeps out there apple picking. Let's go, Sneeps. Sneeps, are you putting drugs in those apples? Or is that, are we hollowing some apples out?
Sneeps didn't even need a fucking ladder. He just like reaches up.
All right, so we need some wangs here. We need some wangs. God, what pick is this right now?
144.
God, this is real early for this brother, but let's get Jovi in there. Let's get Jovi in there.
Newly extended Jovi.
Huh?
Newly extended.
Newly extended, that's right. I kind of want a third. I kind of want Santi here, but let's see what else. No, we'll just throw. No, you know what? No, let's do it. Let's do a three big Jokic team. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Three big Jokic team. Okay. I like it. It's bold. Thought you were just going to stick with the two bigs.
I came that wrong. I did that wrong. I don't mean implanted. I just mean hollowing out. Isn't that a thing? Isn't that a thing? You got to remember, this is the most what's the right word? Green feels like the wrong word. You know what I'm just talking about. Hollowing them out.
Do we take Filipowski as a third big here with Cat and Zoo, or do we stick with two bigs?
You can take another big, yeah.
Just in case Cat gets hurt for a little bit.
Yeah.
Why not?
Also, the Knicks have a terrible finals / postseason run. That's why
Very 70s movie, Mike.
I haven't drafted any Knicks except for so I got 10% Bridges, and then after that it's 2% OG, 2% Brunson. I have literally one share of Karl Anthony Towns.
Damn.
Yeah, the Knicks just have a terrible postseason setup. I think they're going to play less minutes this year, and I don't even think that means they're bad picks. I think Brunson is now going in a place that I feel a little bit more comfortable with. But if I look at my ranks, I have Brunson ranked 31st. So the guards that I have ahead of him, are Harden, Ja, Maxey, Giddey, Spida, and then I have Brunson. But I also have Mobley and Bam ahead of him. Who are some other guys that are late? I guess Maxey would be the one that's late. But yeah, their schedule just kind of sucks, and I think their minutes will change a little bit.
Yeah, I have a 15% OG, 15% Brunson, less than 10% Cat, for what it's worth, which isn't terrible. Yes, we're almost done, Power Desser. We'll get there. We got another 3 picks left, give or take.
Man, I haven't taken any Klay Thompson either. I don't even think that's a bad pick. I just haven't gotten there. Jarris Walker at 154 is kind of wild too, because I feel like you could get Walker in the 180s typically.
180s for sure.
He must be a Pacers fan. Look at this. Siakam, Siakam, TJ McConnell, and Walker.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty early for all those guys to an extent. Siakam at 15 feels early, personally.
Yeah.
The rest of this team, out of curiosity, how much Tatum did you end up taking?
No, I think I have like 6% or something like that. Here's the thing. Like I do, 5%. Even if he comes back, I just like, is he, he's not coming back until it's probably underdog playoffs. So as long as you can survive there, I don't want to have, I don't want to have a ton of them, but it's kind of fun to have a couple of, I think if your wings are loaded and you want to just go ahead and take a shot at it, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Ooh, Kawhi is Jarris ranked in the 150s. I mean, I do think there is going to be somebody that emerges in that Pacers team that is useful. And I think Walker can fit the bill of like, hey, we're going to play super fast, we're going to play weird, and we're going to play small. So if it's not Obi Toppin, it's Jarris Walker. He's definitely going to get more run. I mean, I think Walker's one of my more like highly drafted guys, right? I have 18% almost. Maybe I'm getting less of him now because of freaking Kawhi putting his rank so high.
Speaking of Kawhi, are we jumping on the show with him at some point?
Yeah, I gotta reach out. We're gonna take Keyshawn George if he's still there. I think Ronald Holland. I don't have a lot of Holland. I actually think Middleton is kind of interesting. I'm not going to take him here. I think he's getting underdrafted a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Excuse me. All right, we're going to take Keyshawn. What does that put us at? 6'5'3". There's another guard that I like. Maybe we'll do that. You know what? Screw it. Let's push him up. Let's take Coward, and then we'll take a wing with our last spot.
Isn't Coward hurt?
I don't think so.
I'd heard.
Oh, unlikely to be limited at camp here. The Grizzlies announced on Friday that he's expected to be a full participant in training camp. He missed some of Summer League after undergoing shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
But especially with them being so limited, especially with the Grizzlies just being so limited, I want to take more shots on him. And he's not somebody I drafted a ton of early on. So,
hey, look, like his athleticism, I think, is really going to pop in an NBA.
How tall is he too? Isn't he like?
He's got like a 7'7" wingspan or some shit.
Yeah, and he's listed as a guard. So he's 6'6" with the 7'7". All right, yeah. So if he plays a little bit bigger, I just think there's a lot of room for Memphis guys to pop. Sneeps, great question. Says, how many NBA players do you think own Furbies? I hope Furphy owns a Furby. I think that would be fun if Furphy had his own Furby.
That'd be very funny. I would assume a decent amount might have some Labubus, though.
There you go.
Those are. Yeah. Similar style of thing.
Yeah.
Basically like a stuffed animal. Those collectibles go for a lot.
As we're wrapping up here with our last round, next week, the NBA Bit's back on Monday. I think it'll be like 3 or 4 times a week next week. So the NBA Bit will be back. We'll have the So Rare show on Thursday doing some MLB stuff. So Rare NBA we'll do like another one of these. We'll talk a little bit more So Rare NBA next week. And then the stuff on the So Rare channel will start in not this week, but next week. So we got to look at that.
What are you targeting for So Rare purposes?
Honestly, I haven't looked yet. I think I got to figure out what my MVP strategy is going to be. I haven't really decided what direction I'm going to go yet. But we're gonna do a bit. I think we're gonna live in the rare streets again. Although I got to tell you, man, I had a pretty good time in So Rare MLB, just dropping not a huge bag, but just dropping some money and then being like, oh, now I have everything for limited. So that was kind of fun. So I don't know. I haven't decided which direction I'm going to go. I'm going to watch the auctions. I'm going to get involved in them early and then decide. I don't know. What about you?
Well, you and I we've been doing this all 4 years now. It's been 4 seasons of So Rare so far, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
We have so many cards that one ceiling, I think, is actually going to be pretty important in terms of your bonuses. And if you end up picking the right guys early in auctions, like you're going to end up with a significant amount of money if you win a competition.
Well, you see, for limited, they got $2K for first now.
Yeah. And then you add up the ceiling bonuses, and it could be like a hefty number. But that said, we'll see. Like, I think I already have my MVPs basically, and I think I'm just going to target like limited. What, it's two new cards per lineup, right?
No, 4.
4.
You can use 1 classic card.
So I think your classic card should be your MVP.
Yeah, but you were also just saying that the ceiling matters, right? So there's something for your MVP. If that's going to pop the most, you get a little bit more of a boost on it.
That's true. Who would you target for an MVP? Like, which MVPs are you thinking?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I don't think I'm going to mess around and try to be funny with it and get like Ant or something like that. I think if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And it would be, I think obviously Jokic, Wemby, and Luka are probably, and Giannis are like the 4 that I would target the most. I think Wemby probably is the most upside, but I'm also a little bit nervous with injury stuff. Jokic is probably the safest. I feel like Giannis and Luka could just go insane this year.
Let's grab a little Kevin Herter to finish this up. Love it.
Who took Taylor Hendricks? Where did he go? Did nobody take him?
No. Oh, he got taken. Big Kev took him.
Yeah, I think I might just take Middleton here. If he's still there, Middleton or Sensible. I mean, it's fun to take Tatum, but I'm not going to do it. I also think Middleton's just going to play the first half of the year. All right, we got Maddie with the Wemby, Mitchell, Lonzo, Austin Reeves, Duran, Benny Math, Bailey. Then he went Wiggins, Cam, Scoot, Kyrie, Obi, Schroeder, Brooks, Ronnie, Lively. The Giannis KD start was fun, followed by Brunson, Embiid, Murray, IQ, Nemby, Rudy at 93, man. Great value on that. And then McDaniels, Kuminga, D'Lo, Hunter, Mitchell, Kata, 165, Dick, and Dunn. Before we do yours, Weisberg, anybody else? TST finished with Trey, Thompson, Mobley, Fox, BI, Hero, Scam, Porzingis, AG, Eason. Nas Reed at 131. Man, Nas is falling. Nas is going like 110, I feel like. 131.
He's going higher than that. He's going top 100 for a while.
Yeah, Koulibaly, now all the way down to 134. Sammy, Clayton, Clarkson, and Keon. And then Weisberg. What did you finish with? Take us through it.
I haven't loved this one. We ended up going SGA, Towns, Flag, Zubac. I'm really regretting Flag at 29, but whatever. Bridges, Sharp, Pritchard, Harris, Collins, Riche, Beal, Grimes. I'm high on Grimes this year. I know he's on the QO, so he's not going to give a fuck. Filipowski, Boucher, Fears, Herter, late.
Yeah, I like it. All right, dudes, thanks for hanging out. Weisberg, thanks for jumping on for the second one. We got to get out of here. Enjoy the weekend. We'll be back on Monday. See you in the lobbies. We out.